going to call this meeting to order. Barren County Fiscal Court, September 19th, 2023, 9 a.m. Please call roll.
Jeff Watts.
Here.
Derek Pettigo.
Here.
Tim Durham.
Here.
Tim Coomer.
Here.
Marty Kinslow.
Here.
Ronnie Stinson.
Here.
Brad Gross.
Here.
Judge Byrd.
Here. For the invocation today, I'd like to introduce someone special. He is my brother-in-law, but he's also very involved here in our community and our youth with the FCA program, Mr. David Byrd. Yes. Come on up.
Thank you all for having me today.
Go ahead.
Excited to be here.
Yeah, you're okay.
Just want to share a little bit about FCA and what we do. I'm sure everybody's familiar with the program, but it's Fellowship of Christian Athletes. So I'm on staff with FCA, and we serve 40 schools in this area from Allen County to Barren County to Glasgow to Metcalfe County, Monroe, Caverna, Hart, and Evanston County schools, K through 12. And so we have an opportunity to go in the schools and encourage kids in their faith and to really just meet them where they are. And so everybody thinks Fellowship of Christian Athletes is just for athletes. We look at it as Fellowship of Christian anyone's who has an opportunity to come and hear about things maybe that teachers or other people in the community or the schools can't mention and talk about. So we're able to go meet them where they are and really have just been encouraged by what we've seen. And so that's what we do. Wanted to mention one thing specifically. We have a fundraiser event on September 27th at the Cave Area Convention Center. I think Judge Byrd was going to mention that as well, but just want to mention that is an open invitation if anybody would be interested in coming, hear more about what we do. And so at this time, I'm going to open us up in prayer. Lord, we thank you for today. We thank you, Father, for an opportunity, God, to just join together as a community. And I pray, God, for strategy, for vision, for clarity. And I pray, Father God, that you would just align their hearts, God, for the mission and vision that you have for Glasgow. And I pray, Father God, for Judge Byrd, God, that you would increase her capacity of leadership and direction and guidance. And God, I pray that they would come together, Father God, and serve this community as you've called each person to do. So, God, we pray and ask these things in Christ's name. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, David. Okay, Ray, can you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Okay, before we get to our welcome today, we have a few adoption of orders of the day. These are things that have come in after we sent out the agenda, and it's more than normal. We need to approve the payment to Super Gen Products for $3,412.54 for generators for emergency management. The Fiscal Court approved this application for the AARP grant on 6/23/2023. Do I have a motion and a second to approve this payment for $3,412.54?
I'll make that motion good.
Motion by Mr. Durham. Second by Mr. Coomer. Any more discussion?
This was a grant, right?
Yes.
It was.
Yeah. Yes, and it'll fulfill a need because in the storm that we had in March, we had a lot of requests for these, and this will be better able to serve our citizens. So, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Gotcha. Motion carries. Need to approve payment to Barren County PVA for $101,682. This is budgeted in the 2023-2024 budget appropriation. Do I have a motion and a second? Motion by Mr. Coomer.
Second.
Second by Mr. Stinson. Discussion. This is just the fiscal court's portion towards PVA. The rest of it is paid for through the state. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. I need to give a pause for that. Approve the payment to Wright Implement for $242.73. Do I have a motion and a second for this? Motion by Gross.
Second.
Second by Kinslow. Any discussion on this? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, there are two that's not actually listed on the fiscal court agenda that have come in that we do need to get this done. It was a sponsorship to Entertain Glasgow. They had sent a request in. I need it for $1,500. I can explain if I have a motion in a second. Okay, motion by Gross.
Second.
Second by, was that Stinson? Okay, second by Stinson, motion by Gross. Discussion on this is basically in the previous fiscal year, prior to our administration, they gave around $2,500 for sponsorship. We didn't give anything this year. Like, I wasn't aware of what they had given before, so they had just asked, I told them we could possibly do a portion of that, and $1,500 was what we came to an agreement on. So, any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. The other thing that needs to be put in here, it was sent in August after the date, but we do have to do this, is our Barren Inc. contribution as our portion. We do half down right now, which is $60,000 to Barren Inc., and that's our contribution just towards the economic development. Motion by Gross.
Second.
Who was that? I think it was Durham, gotcha. Second by Durham, discussion. Just to explain, like I said, this is our contribution. The city but all the cities contribute and the county contributes to Barren Inc. So, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, welcome. Welcome, everybody here today. That was a lot before the welcome. We just want to make sure we get everything in because fiscal court is different than most other entities. You have to, have everything done at the meetings before you can actually act on them. So, thank you again for coming today, everyone. Thank you to David for being here for the prayer, and we've got a lot of events coming up. But I might lose some people after we have the closed session at the end, so I'll go ahead and knock out the events. This Saturday at the BP&W Arts and Crafts Fair on here on the square. I'd like to see everybody here. Tons of vendors will be here. Hopefully have good weather. September 27th, the FCA fundraiser at the Cave City Convention Center is another event to look at. The 28th is the Hog Roast at Barren County High School, which is sponsored by Sustainable Glasgow and our FFA kids. It's if you've never been to that, it's awesome. It's a farm-to-table event and a fundraiser for all these entities, so just make sure and support them. September 28th at Barren County High School. October 16th is Thank a Farmer. It's another event that's hosted here on the square, and it's free to farmers. You will be able to register through the extension office here as well as our Cattlemen's Association. So those are the events coming up. If there's anything else I've left out, please make sure to let me know. Okay? Anyway, next. Need to approve the minutes, August 15, 2023. Motion and a second. Motion by Coomer. Second by Gross. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the minutes from September 7th, 2023. I need a motion and a second.
Make that motion.
Motion by Durham.
Second.
Second by Stinson. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, sorry, I skipped to the announcements. We got that knocked out. Reports. Okay, we need to approve for the county judge executive, we need to approve the county monthly financial report for August 2023. I need a motion and a second. Motion by Coomer.
Second.
Second by Pettigo. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the county attorney monthly settlement report for August 2023. I need a motion and a second.
Make that motion.
Motion by Durham. And Gross, did you second? Gross seconded. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the county clerk August 2023 fee settlement report subject to audit. Need a motion and a second.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Kinslow. Who was the second? Was that you, Pettigo? Second by Pettigo. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay. Need to approve the sheriff's August 2023 fee report, subject to audit. I need a motion and a second. Motion by Stinson, second by Coomer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Need to acknowledge receipt of Barren County 2023 equalized assessment. Motion and a second, please. Okay, I think Coomer got you in the motion, Gross did the second. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. We need to discuss and vote Barren County Sheriff's Public Officials Bond. Okay, motion and a second.
Motion.
Motion by Stinson,
Second.
second by Kinslow. Discussion. So basically, the sheriff's office have reached out to us to say, getting ready to prepare to collect the taxes for 2023. They're anticipating the amount, the current bond, at this time, the Sheriff Keene's Public Officials Bond is in the amount of $2.5 million. Should the court wish to increase the coverage, a new bond and application would need to be prepared and issued. If the fiscal court wishes the Sheriff Keene to obtain a higher bond amount, please notify him by today. That's what we need to do. So we've discussed it. We can leave it the same, or we can increase it. It basically is what's being said.
Sheriff King, how do you feel about this? Are you comfortable with this?
Well, so far, this is something that comes up fairly forward every year. Auditors suggest every year that it be increased, just because of the situations that they see around the state. Normally, we do pretty good about having deposits regularly and finding the amount of finances we have on hand. Again, it's the auditor's suggestion.
I've got a question. What would be the increased cost if we did raise the bond?
In the past, I've had those figures, Marty, but today I don't, because it's a new year. Obviously, a year ago when we discussed it, I had some figures for it, and it's possible I could get my bookkeeper up here, and we could address that in a few minutes. She might have those figures. If those costs go up every year, depending on the jump that you make.
You don't even have a ballpark guess?
Don't have a clue.
Okay.
Okay, okay. Just make sure. Okay, so what we can do, Sheriff, I got a question. We have time, basically, to decide on this. So now that we understand what it is, we can find out the amount if we were to increase it, and we can bring it back up at the next meeting to vote. You think that, doable? Okay. But I like, if the auditor is saying that, what we'll do is we'll get the estimates on amounts for the increase. Okay? So we will table that for right now, and we'll bring that back up at the next meeting. We don't need to vote, okay? Okay, next up, department reports and committee reports. Coroner, Mr. Gibson. What? Do you want to make a motion to table it? He had said that we could.
For now, yeah, we didn't make a motion to table it.
Okay, that's fine. He had just said we could just basically end on that and to bring it back up. But we can, yeah. But look, we can do a motion in a second to table it. That way, we at least have it on the record. So motion by Gross to table that.
Heck.
Second by Durham. All in favor, say aye. All opposed? Okay, we'll table that and bring that back up as another totally new item on the next agenda. So that's what we'd have to do. Okay? Okay, next up, Mr. Tim Gibson, coroner.
Everything's running well, unless y'all have questions.
Then we're good? Okay. That's quick. County clerk.
Not a disappointment, I'm gonna have some things to say. Good morning, everybody.
Morning.
We're just trucking right along down there in the clerk's office. Just to talk a little bit about money, For the month of August, we turned over $144,289.44. Year-to-date, we've turned over $1,044,000 in excess fees to the court. We're pretty excited about that. September should be a good month with the help from our delinquent tax sale that's going to be in the morning. It's at, oh Lord, don't ask me what time it is. I can tell you all, but the end is just a second. What time is it?
It's 8:30.
8:30. I was going to say 9, but I was like, oh no, I think it's before that. It's at 8:30. If you want to come and watch, you're welcome to see what that looks like. When I first was elected, I thought we were having an auction, and I didn't know how to be an auctioneer. I'd been to a few cattle sales, Tim, but never been an auctioneer before, but it's not like that. It's just
Where's the auction at?
it's right here. It's not an auction.
Okay, gotcha. Or the delinquent tax,
Delinquent
yes.
tax sale,
But
yes.
it's here in this office.
It's
Okay.
right here
Okay.
in this courtroom. So
Okay.
if you would like to come and be a witness to that, it's a great event, and you can see what it looks like. Currently, to date, we have $225,000, just over $225,000 of unpaid property taxes from last year. If you subtract out what we have pending with our county attorney, then we have $193,000. So hopefully we'll collect all that tomorrow, and everybody will be real happy. The fourth quarter is historically our slowest quarter of the year, but, we'll take a look at that as we get a little bit closer to the end of the year, and if we need to make any adjustments with our budget, we'll do so maybe in October. Before I move on back to my seat, I want to mention we do have the election coming up. November the 7th is Election Day in Kentucky. Starting this Saturday, the online portal for our voters will open if they're eligible voters for an absentee ballot. Starting this Saturday, the 23rd of September, they can go online to it's www.govote.ky.gov, and I'll share all this on Facebook, and it's already on our website, and request their absentee ballot by mail. Now, again, you have to meet one of the criteria. We don't just mail out absentee ballots to anybody or everybody. So a lot of our elderly, shut-in type individuals do qualify and request absentee ballots. Our military, college students, those are some examples if you're wondering who would be eligible for an absentee ballot by mail. Then, coming up, we'll have the excused voting. That'll be October 25th through November 1st. That is in the clerk's office. That is for 6 days. No Saturday is included in that per the state regs. Again, you have to meet one of the criteria. Now, the voting time frame that everybody's most excited about is November 2nd through November the 4th. That's the no excuse early voting out at the UK Extension Office. We've done that for the last several years since the law has allowed, and our voters in Barren County get real excited, and we typically have a great turnout during the no excuse. Anyone that's an eligible voter in Barren County that would like to come out and vote during those 3 days, it's 8 to 4:30. That's Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, 8 to 4:30, all 3 days at the UK Extension Office. Then, of course, November 7th is Election Day, and in case you all didn't know, the governor that's the big race on the ballot this time. So I'm sure y'all might have heard about that by now, hopefully. We do have 9 voting centers across the county. Again, that's 9 voting centers. We do not have full precincts. In Barren County, we have 9 voting centers. Those are, I'll just quickly name them for you: Barren County High School Gym, Cave City Convention Center, Austin Tracy Volunteer Fire Department, Haywood Volunteer Fire Department, Hiceville Elementary School, Park City Lions Club, Temple Hill Elementary School, Beckton Community Center, and Glasgow Middle School. So any eligible voter in the county can go to any one of those 9 voting locations across the county that they choose to go to on Election Day and vote, as long as they did not vote early, whether it be by absentee or during one of the excused or non-excused voting days. Okay. Again, I know there are some voters are still asking about precincts. We are not full precincts. We have to report by precinct per the law, but our Board of Elections has chosen to continue with voting centers, and unless something else changes with the voting laws, we will continue in voting centers, until something says we can't. So as of right now, voting centers where we're at. Most of the voters are really happy with that. Some are not. Tim is shaking his head, and he told me about, he was out eating dinner the other day, and he did have a voter. It seems like it's the Eastern community, and, you know, I'll talk with,
88 and Eastern is who is really struggling.
and I'll talk with the Board of Elections about that. I just don't know. That's probably the only area that really still has, you know, a major crisis. We added Glasgow Middle School. I don't know where else to go to make folks happy. I know the individuals out in that area that we had, you know, the Green Valley area there. I know they're not sad that that precinct's not there because you know, it was hard on their facility. The church, it was hard on their facility. The only other place would maybe be the Eastern Elementary School, which we weren't there before. We were there before, I think, not at the fire department, if I'm mistaken. So I think it was the elementary school.
I
So
would see the
we'll
88
see.
making more sense at the church where it was at.
Yeah, if the church would agree to it. They are not sad that we're not there anymore.
I happen to know the pastor pretty well.
I do too. I do too. Well, not as well as you, of course, but I do know him pretty well. But we'll see. I don't know. You know, I think it'll be be a very small voting location. I don't think many people would show up to vote there. But I'll talk with the board after we get through this election and see what we can do for next May. If we do have to go back to full precincts, which I don't know, you know, how the legislation is going to look, but we'll have 14. Again, we voted to change that to 14 from 25. So if that ever does happen, it'll be a big change. And I know some of the smaller counties, just to let y'all know, I have talked to other county clerks about this that did go back, and their people were so upset. Their voters were so upset because people like the ability to choose where they get to go vote instead of being told you have to go to this one location and that's the only place you can go. Because it does make for better option. In the busy world that we all live in today, anytime we can do something that's more convenient for us, that is what we like. And when we're told we can't after we've gotten used to it, then that makes it hard. So I respect the ones that want to keep things the way we had it. I just don't know if we can make that happen, but I'll see what we can do, okay? Anybody else have questions or concerns about upcoming elections? And I'll remind y'all, help us let people know where to vote, because some people still ask questions, but I think folks really like the early voting, especially that 3-day no excuse early voting. That's huge, and I like to encourage people to come out and vote early with us. So, any questions? Nope. All righty. Thanks.
Thank you. Okay, next up is Drug Task Force. Mr. Lafferty. Mm-hmm.
Good morning.
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 I haven't been up in front of y'all very much, and for obvious reasons, what we do don't announce much. But there is something that's happened over the past 2 years that's concluded, and I want to share the results with you. The Barren River Drug Task Force has conducted a 2-year investigation on a criminal syndicate that involves Barren, Monroe, Metcalfe counties. And that investigation concluded a little over a month ago. And I want to share with you some of the numbers, but first I want to give some shout outs that this investigation would have never happened without the will of detectives that I have. I mean, they put in many, many hours to protect this community. The Barren County Sheriff's Department was vital in assisting us. The Glasgow Police Department was vital with their assistance. Metcalfe County Sheriff's Department helped us, and also the Monroe County, or Tompkinsville Police Department helped us. A lot of these cases is going to federal court. There's a few that's going to stay in state court. So that's why you haven't heard a lot in the publicity part of it, because once the feds take it, we let them handle any kind of publicity. We don't want to interfere with their investigation. We worked with the DEA, the FBI, ATF, Homeland Security, U.S. Postal Service, And the conclusion of that, here's what we got in those 2 years. We opened a total of 53 cases. Now, all these cases are major trafficking cases. We seized over 27.5 pounds of crystal methamphetamine out of our community. 34 pounds of marijuana, 23 guns, over 60.4 grams of fentanyl, multiple numbers of pills, prescription pills. We seized, the value of the drugs were $937,083. That was the street value of all the drugs we seized. And with the forfeitures was a little over 29,776, and 20 different people were arrested and charged. I wished I had a chance to speak with magistrates when y'all first come in. And I'm hoping next month to go a little deeper, but to explain a little bit of what we do. We target the mid to upper level drug traffickers. That is our mission or our goal. I wish we had time to focus on users, but I think we can do more good getting the traffickers than the users, because that is what is infested our community, and that's what we need to get rid of. And I think this case here shows a lot of what the problem is and what they've really worked hard to do. We're funded mainly by the Barren JAG grant, which is a federal grant, and there's like a 10% match that the other agencies put in. The agencies that's involved with the Drug Task Force is, of course, Fiscal Court, Barren County Sheriff's Department, Glasgow Police Department, Cave City Police Department, and the Metcalfe County Sheriff's Department. That's what makes up our task force. We're short on guys. We have 4 detectives, and could use a couple more, but they're doing a fantastic job, and I could not ask any more of them. Like I said, maybe next month I can give you a little more insight with a little more time, but if y'all have any questions, please ask me. Thank you very much.
Thank you for that. Yeah, anything. That's awesome. We need the jails next. Yes, Mr. Shirley.
Morning, Court.
Good morning.
All right. In fees, last month for the admin, we took in $5,248.29. In check writing fees, we took in $15. In housing, we took in $6,414.31. In jail bond fees, we took in $182.68. In medical fees, we took in $1,824.23. And in property reimbursement, we took in $26.60 for a total of $13,711.51. We took in, on intake, we took in 306 people, and we released 262. And then as far as our road crews for the month of August, they traveled 163.8 miles of highway, picked up 1,115 bags of trash, 19 tires, 13 wildlife. We documented 6,296 inmate labor hours, over 65 inmates. Year to total, we've covered 1,347 miles, picked up 9,075 bags of trash, 329 tires, 93 wildlife. We documented 48,192 inmate hours. At $15 an hour, we have saved the county $722,880. Also, I'd like to take just a moment and recognize my crews that are out doing the mowing, picking up trash. Saturday, we went down and helped with the lakeshore cleanup. We sent 4 deputies, myself, and 14 inmates. And in just a little over 3.5, 4 hours, they picked up, along with some other volunteers that came, over 2 dump truck loads of garbage just off the shores of the lake down at Barren River. They put in tremendous hours every week. They do a great job for us, trying to keep our county clean. But they can pick up a road, 2 weeks later you can drive down the same road, and there's still trash laying on them where people just pitch it back out. So if they pick up your road and you come back in a couple of weeks and you see trash, it's not because they're not out trying. They're coming back in with bags and bags of trash every load. So, any questions for us?
No,
Thank you, Court.
like I always say, every time we ask them to do something, they always do it, and it's always a great job, so, yep. Thank you.
Thank you, Jared.
Next up, Parks and Rec, Mr. Jennings.
Morning, everyone. First of all, I would like to thank all of you magistrates for the last 2 weeks. We opened up a fall league, and then I appreciate you all coming out, volunteering your time, shuttling our guests and families there. I know they appreciate it. I know me and my staff, we appreciate you coming out, taking the time, volunteering, and helping us. Also, thank you, Marcus. I don't forget you this time. So Marcus has been a big help to me this year at the Parks and Rec. Anytime I need a piece of equipment or need something done, Marcus is always willing to help, and I appreciate it. This Saturday, the 23rd, starting 9 o'clock, we're going to be having a dunking machine and inflatable at the park. I invite all you magistrates and fiscal court members, you too, Mike, Sheriff, Paulina, Aaron, all the department heads, Jamie, Susan. We're going to need individuals to ride the dunking machines. And so come on out, hop on the dunking machine.
I think Durham just volunteered.
Yeah. So, yeah, we're hoping Derek can get down there too. Helena said she'd be there too. Yeah. So, yeah, looking for a fun day. We have games that day, but like I said, we've got inflatables. We'll have the dunking machine back this year. Fall league has started. We've got a big fall league this year. We've got 47 teams in our fall league, which is pretty good size fall league, especially this time of year with soccer and football going on as well. The numbers for August, on gate at Jackie Browning, we brought in $1,490. Concessions at Jackie Browning was $4,980. This year in the fall, we've taken over the concessions at the soccer complex. We have brought in $5,426. We've also started operating the football concessions when games are being played there at Jackie Browning. $434 is what we brought in so far at the football concessions. And then recently, this last month, we've launched our new sponsorship campaign through Parks and Rec, and so far we brought in $6,500, bringing the August income Parks and Rec $18,830.
Thank you, Chris.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Okay, next up, Road Department. Amy.
Good morning, Court.
Good morning.
For the month of September, we've been pretty busy while we got dry weather right now. From ditch work to replacing cross tiles, we've got many big ones knocked out. There's several more roads marked. We're going to get a bunch more knocked out this month yet. We're about to finish up a third right-of-way mowing cycle. They should be done at the end of this week. We're going to start on the next one and get the county cleaned up going into wintertime. We've done some grader patching, and we got our new Mower Max machine in this month. We've been trying to get these limbs cut back around the county. So, any questions?
Did you say we're going to do another cycle of mowing?
Yes,
Someone asked me that the other day, and I said, yeah.
They should get done at the end of this week. I'm going to send them back now because
That's
it takes
awesome.
another month.
Yes.
We're almost November, and if we got rainy days, so.
Yeah, I think
If
that'd
we
be
get it
great.
cleaned up.
I got a great review on it, but I even said I think we're going to do one more, and that was
Yeah,
even,
the Johnson
yeah.
grass got ahead of us, so they
Yeah.
need to get back and get it cleaned up, look nice, going into wintertime.
Yeah, thank you all, though, for everything.
you.
Yep.
Thank you.
Next up, Sheriff Kent King.
Hey, good morning, Court.
Morning.
These are the August numbers. Obviously, we're in the September meeting, so numbers are down a little bit as a total. We're at 1170, I believe it is, for the total month since I reported last time. and correction, 1180, and last time I think we had 1280 or 1310. So numbers are down a little bit. Our injury accidents are up a little bit. That's kind of indicative to the summer season, so to speak. A lot of folks out on motorcycles, four-wheelers, things of that nature. So that's just a snapshot of that. Tell you a little pass along here. Some of you know we've had a tactical team now for about 5 or 6 years. From time to time, Glasgow calls us. They called us two weeks ago on Saturday. They had a shooting in the city. The perpetrator fled to a house. Our tactical team was called to assist. We did. We entered the house, got a subject out. They took the investigation from there. And since then, Glasgow is pairing up with us as a tactical team and offering 4 or 5 of their employees as part of that tactical unit. So we're kind of excited about that we're partnering. We have more peoples, obviously, in a time where both departments are shorthanded among individuals. So I just wanted to kind of shout that out. It's a good sharing thing between the departments, and it helps each agency with situations that they might have in order to complete the investigation a little quicker. So,
Yeah.
Any questions, comments for me, ladies and gentlemen?
Nothing, that's right.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, committees, the Administrative and Budget Committee meeting was canceled. The Building and Property Committee meeting was canceled, which will be rescheduled. We'll have a special call for that to discuss the Emergency Management Building and the U.S. Bank Building. Emergency Management Solid Waste Committee was canceled. Jail Committee, though, did meet, and we'd like an update on that. Mr. Durham.
We did meet September the 18th, this morning at 8:30. Had one main issue that we discussed. We brought up Mr. Shirley, Jailer Shirley, has brought in a new job duty that he's brought before the court. It's a different title where he has deputy jailers, and this would come under correctional officers. If I'm incorrect on any of this, please let me know, Aaron. But it's got just similar job titles with it, pretty much doing the same job as others, but it is pertaining to taking away the hazardous duty retirement versus working under the state retirement. So we talked about that. We was in favor of that, and I would like to make a motion before the court under this new job title. I'd like to hear a motion on that to accept this new job title.
Okay, we have a motion on the floor by Mr. Durham to create the new job series of Correctional Officer Series in the jail. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Kramer. To piggyback on what Mr. Durham said, is basically we're just creating another job opportunity for people in the jail to work. It is a little bit different in regards to the requirements from the deputy jailer, to make sure we understand that. And it's also a non-hazardous retirement position, so you don't have as much money to put back for retirement, and it allows us to be able to hire people at a little bit higher pay rate at the jail. So, any more discussion? And just to go back on all this too, to say we do have the approval from the corrections, from Department of Corrections, as well as Department of Retirement to create this position. So I have all that documented.
Just want to make sure that people know that the employees have a choice.
Yes, no one, yeah, and this would be an entry-level type position to, for anybody coming in, it would be an option for them to come in at, and the current employees would not be forced to do anything. Everybody would stay in their same positions if chose. Yeah.
I commend Jailer Shirley for taking the time and putting in the man hours to come up with this. He's trying to get employees is what he's got to do. And it's pay. We helped Sheriff King, and I don't know if he's received any extra employees since then. We got one and needed how many more? 2 more?
Bear in mind, Mr. Williams, we hired a couple more, but they're elementary SRO, the ladies and I talked about that, so they're kind of seasonal.
Right, okay. But that's what we're trying to do, is trying to get the county at the pay scale to compete against other counties. So, thank you.
Yeah, and what'll help in this too regards is, there's very few jails in the state that the employee positions are hazardous retirement. So, okay, the motion and second on the floor. We'll do all in favor, say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. We'll start the creation of the job series. Okay, do you have anything else, Mr. Durham?
No, that's all.
That's it? Okay. Next up, Parks and Rec Committee.
Park and Rec Committee met yesterday morning, September the 18th at 10 a.m., and we discussed the improvements to Jackie Browning Park. Motion was made to get a bid package for the upgrades at Jackie Browning Park.
Okay. So there's there's not really, we don't have a bid, we're just basically pushing he's got a motion on the floor to seek bids for renovations at Jackie Browning Park, is what the motion is.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, so Pettigo made the motion, you're going to second it. Just basically to explain this, we just need to, in the Parks and Rec Committee yesterday, we have an opportunity to do some renovations and upgrades to Jackie Browning Park. We presented those to the committee, Mr. Jennings did, and I did, and we're able to take that now, if this is approved, to at least put it to bid, to see what bids we get in, and then we'll review those bids to decide how we'll proceed with this project. Okay? Any more discussion? Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Next up, is there anything else? Do we vote anything else that day? Yeah.
Motion to purchase a commercial flat-top grill for $1,000 to Page Pizza.
Okay. I have a motion on the floor by Mr. Pettigo and to purchase a commercial grill for $1,000 from Page's Pizza. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Gross. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Sorry. All opposed? Motion carries. Is that it? I can't remember.
Yeah.
That's it. Okay, good. Remember. Okay, thank you. Next up, this is going to take a while. Huh? One more. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Motion to get some signs made for
Yes.
the new park rules.
Okay. There is a motion on the floor to purchase basically a new park sign to put at the front gate of the park at Jackie Browning to install some new rules at Jackie Browning Park. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Gross. Okay, discussion. This is something that needs to be addressed, and I'll go ahead and address it here in the meeting. We have an issue with using of tobacco products and smoking in the park that we are going to now put into effect, that there will be no smoking within the gates of Jackie Browning Park. There will be areas that will be set aside as designated smoking areas outside the fenced-in area. We do ask that everyone please, we need to get that word out, because that it's, at the end of the day, it's the safety of the kids, and there's just been some issues that we need to have addressed, and that is something we're putting in. The other issue that we've had to address, I do think it needs to be done here in fiscal court, that way the word does get out, is animals that we've had at the park. I understand, we do love our animals, but at the end of the day, we don't want your animal to be hurt or other individuals to be hurt. And it's just a bigger risk than it is that we can allow it anymore. So there will be no animals unless it is like a service type animal that will be allowed within the gates at Jackie Browning Park. So please work with our staff to not give them a hard time for this. They are just doing their job, and that's something that this sign will address. So, any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Oh, sorry, Jeff. Jeff, he said it. Did you say something, Jeff?
No, I said aye.
Ah, okay, gotcha, okay. He's good, he got that. He just wanted to hear you say it one more time. Go ahead, what were you saying, Jeff?
Did y'all address possibly, I know when me and Brad was there the other night, there was some roller skating, and I didn't know if y'all were addressing that, but I actually seen one kid fall pretty hard, and I was just worried about that. I didn't know if y'all addressed, skateboarding and roller skates on the park during games.
We did not, but that is something that we could look into for the rules inside the park. Yep, okay.
That's all.
Yep, thank you. Okay, next up, this will be, everybody get ready, it's gonna take a while. No kidding. Transportation Committee report.
Transportation Committee met yesterday at the road department at 7:30, discussed several items for our transportation department. Has a lot of improvements lately, and we're still working on those. I think the transportation department is one department, along with the sheriff, the drug task force, that affects, and the jail, affects all citizens of Barren County. The number one discussion is, and we've been talking about this for years, is a pothole patcher. I know people now realize we use a cold mix for a pothole patch, which lasts sometimes a few months. It depends on the freezing weather and how many times it's driven over it, but it doesn't last. I've been discussing this for the last 5 years. I've discussed it a lot with other counties. Not talked to one county that doesn't. I've never heard a negative comment about this pothole patch. We went down last Friday and watched an experimental run of it in Monroe County. They showed us some potholes there that had been patched over 4 to 5 years. They were out lasting blacktop. It's an expensive piece of equipment. We've been told by the county road department we're gonna have people to man and keep it busy. I think maybe we'll do more in the wintertime. One thing about this piece of equipment, you can use it in freezing weather. You can actually, probably does a little better in cold weather, it sets up the equipment. And just to give you an example of why I was for the health department taxing district, said I thought it would free up money for things like this, and this is a perfect example. Like I said, the total package, we have to have the pothole patcher itself, which is pulled behind a dump truck with number 11 gravel in it. It has a storage tank, it has to be heated, the oil heated all the time. The actual cost of that is $92,900. But also we have to have a storage tank to keep the heated oil in at the road department. Keeps it heated constantly so that we can use this. You put a small layer of oil on, and then you, I wish we brought a video
So there's a motion on the floor by Mr. Coomer for the purchase of the pothole patcher, storage tank, and the concrete pad that it has to go on.
Yeah, and we just a little bit discussed about this lease.
Okay.
They do offer a lease, and in this motion, I want to accept, they have a 3-year lease, but if it's paid in the first year, there's no interest. So what I would like to do is make this in the motion that we do the 3-year lease. We budget for next year to pay this off in full from the money that we are saving by creating the taxing district for the health department. And there will be no interest paid. They have it in stock. We go ahead and purchase it on that lease, pay it off in 1 year, and there's no interest, no penalty for keeping a year for no payment.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor for the purchase of the, pothole patcher, storage tank, and concrete pad that was required for it, and to do it on a 3-year lease with the payment within 1 year with to not accrue any interest. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Stinson. I have the video here, and I was trying to figure out who to send it to put it out, but it is very impressive. We have gotten rave reviews from multiple counties regarding this. The company that actually developed this product, their customer service is top-notch, and I really feel like this can make a large impact on all the miles of roads we have here in Barren County that we're responsible for. So it was very impressive.
It was, and the guy actually, if you have a problem, he has his own personal plane, and he flies into the local airport and brings you parts or service. And all of every county surrounding, all the surrounding counties, even we've reached out to distant counties, and they're not heard one.
Yeah. Well, and it only takes 2 men to operate as well, so I mean, that's another added benefit, the amount of people that it takes to operate it, so. Okay?
I've got a
Yes.
question about the lease. What's the advantage as far as being able to get a new one at the end of the lease period versus just buying it outright? What's the advantage there?
Well, there's no, when I say a lease, it's more like a setup payment for 3 years. It's not actually where you can trade it in.
Okay, so it's gonna be out.
Right, it's out.
We're just approving
Do you have any idea what the use like for this?
The one we saw last week was 5 years old. There's some out there done over 10 as well.
Okay. And this question to be for Jamie and Susan, do y'all have any idea cost-wise? I mean, obviously it does a better job, so that right there is self-explanatory. But up front, are you able to compare the cost of the materials using the whole mix versus this? And the reason I'm asking that, I was out looking at bills for last month, and there are several large bills for coal mix. And when I was looking at that, I was looking at, how would that work out? You got any thoughts?
Well, we spent about $10,000 last month for coal. I can tell you that, yeah.
If not more, because I looked at the bills this morning.
What's that last one?
Not sure exactly what the oil would cost to go in the pothole patcher. I'm just throwing a number out there. To fill that tank would be that much. And that's just a rough guesstimate because I don't have the figure in front of me. Compare it to the bills that we've got back there.
But the last one.
Yeah, well,
Was it
yeah,
what?
it doesn't look like it would be much any more. So that's what I wanted to know.
We did ask the other day how long it took them to use that full storage tank of oil, and we said 6 to 7 months, and they used it sometime
But I just wanted to point out, we're already spending a lot of money on this coal mix.
Mm-hmm.
I know, I looked at the bills disappointed.
In regards to the finance question also, the reason why I support that is because it allows us as a county government to put that into our next fiscal year budget. And it doesn't put us, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't affect this year. And if you do the lease, you don't do any payment at all for the first year. So,
Plus, we won't have to budget so much for coal mix.
that's right. Yeah. Yeah, you kind of, you gain some on that as well. So I do need to make an amendment to the motion because we brought the lease up. Okay, because we don't want the concrete pad part of the lease because that will, you see what I'm saying? So we need a motion and a second to amend the motion to purchase the pothole patcher at $92,900 and the storage tank at $80,520 on a 3-year lease, on the 3-year lease option provided by the company. Do I have a motion and a second to amend that motion to that? Okay, Mr. Coomer made the motion to amend. Second by Mr. Pettigo. We need to vote on amending the motion. Okay, so all in favor say aye. Aye. Thank you. All opposed? Okay, the motion is now amended. So then we're going to have to now vote for the motion that's on the floor. Correct. Making sure I'm doing this right. Okay. So now we're voting on, we have a motion and a second, the amended motion to vote to purchase the pothole patcher for $92,900 and the storage tank at $80,520, 3-year lease, no payment the first year, pay in full before the interest starts. Are we good to go? Okay. We'll do a roll call vote since it's such a large purchase.
Well, you need another motion?
Yes,
Well, we've amended the motion.
but you need a new motion.
But now we need a motion on the amended motion.
I'm going back to him. I thought we've already done that. We've already got the first motion. We voted on the amendment. We've already got the original motion.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? That's what he's basically saying, yeah.
Vote on, to make sure the verbiage is correct, vote on the motion, so we have it clear for the minutes.
That's what we're doing, yeah. That's what we're voting on, yes. Okay, so that's what,
We'll discuss something before we vote.
yeah, you can.
On this, the way I understand it, it falls back sort of like on chip and seal. Is that,
Very similar.
you know, I know we got rid of all of our chip seal products, and now it seems like we're going back to it in one situation, but tell me how it works different.
This oil's gonna seep down into the road first and seal cracks. Where chip seal necessarily didn't, you couldn't put as much, depending on the area, the size of the hole, and you can layer, where chip seal, that was one layer, one time. Where if you gotta add 3 or 4 inches, you can do that at one time, just keep layering it.
How big of area would you feel comfortable doing with this, you know?
Oh, I mean, if you had a big, the spot was all the way across the road, you could do it.
Okay.
To seal. And they were using down the road, kind of level tiles, so they could put tiles in, you could seal a tile up.
Sounds
seal the
good.
road up.
Okay.
So, yeah, it'll be very multiple uses.
That's what you want to see.
Loud. You can turn the volume down. But that's, yeah.
So loud.
Do you feel better? Do you see it now? Can you see it? Okay.
But I just wanted to, make, you know, it's not, they call it a pothole patcher, but it's really not a pothole patcher, you know, it's a road. Yeah, that's right. That's right. I mean, it does more than just fix a pothole.
Yeah, it's really good for the alligator cracks. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Road broke off,
Yeah.
built that back by fire.
Yep.
And I was concerned too, and they've done confirmed that you got the people to do it, you know, because that thing needs to be running all the time.
It does, I keep finding more roads every day I drive in.
Okay, so we need to do the roll call vote on purchasing these items. So, go ahead.
Jeff Watts,
Yes.
Derek Pettigo,
Yes.
Tim Durham,
Yes.
Tim Coomer,
Yes.
Marty Kinslow,
Yes.
Ronnie Stinson.
Yes.
Okay. So motion carries. We'll probably need to do another, I'm sorry, did you Mr. Gross?
I'll vote yes, too.
You missed Mr. Gross.
Oh, I'm sorry, Brad Gross.
Gotcha, sorry. Brad, didn't mean to leave you out there, she said. She had your face. Brad voted yes. We need to do a motion now for the concrete. Yes. Yes.
I make a motion that the contract NCI Concrete Construction do the 12 by 12 by 12, which is 12 inches deep, plus all the rebar and there's just a lot of stuff that goes in. There's actually pillars that go in. They have to, I mean, it's a lot too. It's not a regular 12 by 12 pad. It seems expensive, but it's $4,650. And I make the motion that we do that with the NCI concrete.
Okay, I have a motion on the floor to do the purchase, or to do the concrete pad 12 by 12 at $4,650 to NCI Contracting, is that right? Concrete, okay. Second by Mr. Botts. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, next item of business is actually some more concrete. We're building the salt bin, which is actually concrete floor, concrete walls with a tarp type top. And we can't back in there with semis to dump salt. So what we need is a skirt on the front of that, so they can dump it on the concrete. We can take the loader and just shove it in the salt bin. That pad was a 40 by 32, and the bid on it, I make a motion that we contract NCI Concrete. They can do all this at the same time as they're doing the pad for the tank, for a price of $9,000.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor for a 40 by 32 concrete pad, NCI Concrete, $9,000. Do I have a second? Second by Mr. Stinson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries.
Next item of business, we just talked about radio repairs. We're gonna have to do some work. Our radios are pretty obsolete right now. They can't, they need updating. We're gonna contract someone to come in and look at them. They, especially when we get to the snow routes, they're very important for communication between the road barn and the drivers to see where people are at, their stuff or whatever, but we just discussed that. There's no action needs to be taken on that. And the last item of business was, we talked about the section of Birchville Road that we have to make a choice. If we want to take it back into the county road system, or we want to keep it a state road. Both have advantages. Of course, the advantages of keeping it a secondary state road is that the state carries the expense of keeping it up, keeping it, the snow plowed off of it. We do have a bridge there that, it would cost lots of money to replace if we had to. We've had a recent inspection of the bridge, and they show that it's very healthy.
Yeah, no, there's no, right now, basically, what, we just gotta decide either way, who's gonna take ownership of it, but we also have to decide the addressing part of it. You've gotta decide on what we're gonna name this road now, because will take an effect for 911 and for just addressing anything. And so, and we have, Mr. Durham, you might wanna reach out to your constituents there, the way they did it before, whenever they had to name a road that was taken over like that, or basically they left up to the magistrate to kind of talk to the community there, as to come to a common understanding on a name. I think the idea was presented as 88 Road the other day in the meeting. I don't know if that, yeah, yeah. Yeah, sorry. And so you just need to let us know what the majority approves, and either way, whoever takes ownership of it, we have to name the road. But I think the thing that worries me a little bit about the county not taking it over is that we do, to get to certain county roads, you have to go to it. Like, you have to have access to it. So we want to make sure the state still includes that in their plan for snow and ice, because if not, we can clear a county road, but if that road's not been cleared, that doesn't help those individuals, so I'd hate for us to be driving that road and it not be done and we can't help out. That's the only thing, but I do see the concerns of the bridge, I do. But like I said, the reports came back good, so I'm good either way on it. We just kind of have to make a decision, so. But we'll talk to Mr. Plunk and we'll see what they'll say on the maintenance of it in regards to snow and ice. That's my main concern.
The only other item I have is, it wasn't discussed yesterday, but we have discussed it in the past, and we did actually approve, is putting the signs on the side of the vehicles, county road department, and all the rec department, solid waste. We have those. I think we need to start implementing as soon as we get the time to pull the vehicles in. We just have to wash the door on the side, and we need to get those on so people are aware that this is a county vehicle. If they have the right to block the road.
Yep.
I hear a lot of complaints, and I think it's something that we need to address as soon as possible.
Garland is currently reaching out to get those stickers ordered, and any vehicle that is a county vehicle needs a logo on it, and that's our target right now. So, the road department does, right, for any non-road department.
Okay, I got a question on that.
Yeah.
Does that include sheriff's office vehicles? Because we've got investigators, and we did recon and interviews in non-decal vehicles. So,
Have you always had non-decal vehicles?
I have,
How many?
right now, I've got 3.
I would think anything for that matter would be, not decal, but just your regular cruisers and stuff. You have all that.
Yeah, that's not a problem. Regular cruisers are all striped up.
Right.
But I just want to make sure this is not going to be a blanket kind of thing, because that's going to impede some investigations I've got going and some intel recon that we do for tactical use. Yeah, the way you have it worded, that we put all.
Okay, I'm sorry, except, I didn't make a motion or anything.
No, there's no motion.
No, I didn't mean, it's just that I've had a lot of complaints from road department trucks, and.
Well, I've had complaints
they
from
don't know.
sheriffs. I ain't gonna lie to you, because they don't know that the sheriffs.
I don't doubt that, but to be honest with you, Mr. Durham, we're doing investigations, we don't need other people to do it.
Well, they know, they pretty well figure out with your big lights and your front bumpers and stuff, it's gonna be a sheriff's department.
I'm just saying, and I'm asking, this is not a blanket decision for all county vehicles, because it will impede law enforcement actions if so done.
Well,
Make this in the form of a motion.
yeah, well, we're not putting a motion out there right now. What I think needs to happen, this is just my opinion, I think that I'll sit down with the individuals in each department and have a list of the equipment that needs to be non-decal, so that we know, you know what I'm saying, based upon our equipment that we have, and then that way we know at least which ones don't need it. Does that make sense?
Because
Yeah, rather than making a motion right now, because we don't know. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, but there are some state vehicles that we need to get basically just the county logo on it. That's pretty much what we just need to have on it. So, not your alls, this is others. So, I don't think we do motion today. That's just my opinion. You all do how you want to do it, but I think we need more defined on what vehicles are not included in that before we do that. All right. Okay, no old business. New business today. We have the second reading of the approval of the ordinance number 684, amending ordinance number 680. I need a motion and a second.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Kinslow. Second by Coomer. Any discussion? Just correcting some wording the way it was worded, so. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Oh, sorry. All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, second reading and approval of ordinance number 685, building and electrical inspection fees. I need a motion and a second before we can discuss. Motion by Coomer. Second by Gross. If any questions on that, we have Jim here today that would like to talk about that. It's the additional of the solar fees, and that's basically in that range.
Basically, we just didn't have anything in our current fee schedule for solar farms. So we want to address it specifically. They're very different than anything else, that we have. It requires going out quite a bit. I'm actually doing the one in Summer Shade privately, and I learned a lot on it. So I was able to adjust and put something forward that would, that would be probably where it ought to be.
So these that are already happening, they're still gonna have to pay permits.
Yeah, currently, we don't have any fee schedule for solar farms, and we haven't had any solar farms come up yet. But we're just kind of preemptive. We know that there's like a 1,500 acre solar farm on the north end of the county coming up, and they're asking questions about permit fees and things, and we didn't have any. So, and I think it would be unfair to just use our commercial rate, because we're talking millions upon millions and millions of dollars, and it'd be 1.25% if we didn't kind of break down and specify, different inspection costs.
But what I'm asking, is you're gonna go back where we already have them, are they gonna have to pay these fees where they already get billed?
No, no, there haven't been any built
If
yet.
they're already there, yeah.
Not even billed from Barren County?
No.
Not a solar farm.
So,
Solar panels and stuff on buildings, yes, but not a solar farm where, like I said, we're talking about a 1,500 acre ground mounted, we've never had that. So.
Any more discussion? Okay. This is the second reading, so this will go into effect after this meeting, so.
Okay.
Yeah.
And while I've got your ear, I wanted to bring up our vehicles. And Corey's working out great. I'm actually fixing to have to use him. I'm gonna have back surgery here probably next month, so to have somebody to fill in is fantastic. He's passed all of his exams. Kind of motivated me to go get some that I didn't have. Can't have my help outranking me. So we're fully certified about as far as you can go in the building, and all that's working great. But I have a 20-year-old vehicle with over 200,000 miles, paint falling off and all that. And then I have one coming up on 200,000 miles. Both are rattle traps and very undependable. And locally, Don Franklin has kind of sort of saved, pending your approval, a used 2022 Bronco with 7,000 miles on it. Gave it to us for a really good price, and I kind of need to let them know to, let us have it if you approve, or to let her go. So, but that's kind of where we're at. And did we do that in the budget, or we were kind of waiting to see if they would make it another year? But it's pretty, check engine lights on, everything's popping, snapping, crackling. And when I have to go to trainings, I don't drive it, because I'll probably wouldn't make it. But I just wanted to throw that out there at you, but it is a local dealership and a pretty good price. And I just want to let them know so they can sell it if we don't get it approved.
Since it's not in this motion, if somebody wants to bring it back up, we'd have to bring it back up into the orders of the day, wouldn't we have to do that, right? Okay, let's get through this motion, and if somebody wants to bring that back up, and as an order of the day, I can bring it back up. What was the total amount on that again?
It's been a while since I sent it
Okay,
to you. It's like
gotcha.
30,000 something or 31 and a little.
Okay,
I don't remember exactly.
got it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, so we have a motion on the floor and a second for the second reading and approval ordinance number 685, building and electrical inspection fees. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Approve payment of claims as presented. I need a motion and a second. Motion by Coomer. Second by Stinson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the transfer of funds. I need a motion and a second.
Make that motion.
Motion by Durham. Second by Stinson. Any discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Need to acknowledge receipt and approve personnel actions. I need a motion and a second. Motion by Coomer,
Second.
second by Pettigo. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, Rex Parsons, Bluegrass Gas concerning use of county road right-of-way. Need a motion and a second before we can discuss.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Botts,
I'll second.
second by Durham. Discussion. Anyone? Okay. We need to approve this use. The motion is second on the floor. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Ratify approval of payment in lieu of taxes agreement. Email approval on 9/7/2023. Motion and second. What is this? Motion by Stinson. Second by Gross. Just trying to make sure I understand. What is this one? Oh, yes, so sorry. This is for our yes, this is for the pilot program, is the way it was worded, threw me off. Yes, this is the pilot agreement for the new business in town, the cart company. They are actually operating now and starting to move here and look for property, which is great. A new business here in Barren County, so that's what that is. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Discuss purchase $4,995 or lease 63 months at $109.90 for the post-base Vision A5 mailing system and approved meter rental fee and maintenance contract. Motion and second before I can explain.
I'll make the motion.
Motion by Kinslow. Second by Coomer. Okay, basically you can either purchase this item at that amount or lease it at the other amount. It's about a difference of, the total is about a difference of about $1,000. I don't think that, and basically if you lease it, it includes the maintenance. If you, the contract, you have to add that $195 per year to add the maintenance contract.
If you purchase it, you get the full rate of $52 for the rental. If you lease it, you get a discount to $47, but each one has to pay that.
Okay, so neither one of the purchase or the lease includes the maintenance. You'd have to add the maintenance on at $195 per year. To purchase the equipment's $8,219 total. To lease it, it's $9,284.70. So a total difference of about $1,065.
And the guy said that, it's $195 that you pay per year. He said if you don't have a maintenance contract on it, it's gonna cost that much. Cause if you have the contract, it includes everything. But if you don't,
You pay per time.
then mileage. You know, once, if they start from their office to come here, you gotta pay all that. So, I mean, I just want you to know what that.
I think the question, so we've made the motion a second, so now we have to, on that, it's another crazy situation, here we go. So we've made a motion a second to discuss this, but we've really not made the motion as to what we either purchase or lease it. So,
The information we have here is not really correct, because if you take the difference in purchase and monthly, this is without the maintenance contract that we have on this, right? So there's a difference of $1,900.
You should have this sheet in your packet somewhere.
Well, and there's even a difference in the meter rental if you
It's lower.
purchase and you buy, that throws
That's
the
lower.
numbers off a little bit.
I'll take your recommendation.
Yeah, I worked it all out on paper. It's legit, the numbers are.
So which one do you recommend? Mr. Budget Man?
I would recommend we go ahead and buy it.
okay,
Because we're saving a little money.
okay.
So,
Getting the same coverage.
yeah.
And do the $195 per year maintenance contract.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we go again. We're going to amend the motion to purchase the machine at $8,219 and add the maintenance contract of $195 per year. What is it?
The purchase price is $49.95. You said $82.
But you have to rent the meter also. That's where I'm getting
Did
$8,200.
y'all not have that page in your packet?
This right here is what I'm looking at.
Yeah, you're right. If you add the meter rental in, it is $82.
Okay, so,
You're right.
okay, gotcha, okay. So we're amending the motion to purchase the machine, $8,219, and adding on the maintenance contract of $195 per year. Okay, so that's amending the motion. So Marty is making the motion to purchase the equipment, okay? Okay, so I need a second on that amendment.
Second.
Second by Durham. Okay. So now we have to vote to approve the amendment, and then we go back and vote to approve it all. We're just voting on the amendment now. Well, we just made a motion we made an amendment to the motion.
It's passed.
That's what I'm saying, you have to vote twice. Yes, that's what I said, yes. Okay, just making sure we're doing it right. Okay. So now we need to vote on the amendment. Okay, all in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? That one, the amendment has been, the motion has been amended. Now, we are voting on the purchase of the machine at $8,219 and a contract to, maintenance contract of $195 a year.
There's some more discussion. I just want to
Okay?
reach out to Helena.
Yeah.
This is actually located in your office, right? And what are we doing now? I mean, we have one now, right?
We do have one now.
It's outdated,
Correct.
It has expired,
expired.
and the state the U.S. Postal Service will no longer use the machine we have because it cannot hold the information. So
Right.
we'll basically be without on December 31st.
We do own the one now, then.
Yes, we have leased them in the
We have a
past.
contract.
The prior machine was leased, the current machine was purchased. I talked to the guy the other day that sold it to us. I don't know if you
And I'd like,
know if that's what he said.
and I'd like to
We own
point
that
out,
piece down
we,
there.
we discussed all this in last month's regular meeting.
did,
Alina came up and explained it all, so.
Yeah.
Today is really just a formality.
Okay, so we've got that motion on the floor, so we need to vote on that motion, the amended motion, okay? So, does everybody understand what we're voting on? Yes, yes, yeah, it's not just Helena's office, yes. Okay,
It's used by all entities, but it's gonna be at our office.
okay, so let's go over this again. We are voting right now to purchase this piece of equipment, $8,219 purchase price, and adding a lease contract of $195 a year, or not lease, sorry, a maintenance contract of $195 a year. Okay, that's what we're voting on right now. Okay, all in favor, say aye. All opposed? Motion carries. That was another one. Okay, we got through that one. That's a positive. Need to approve the increase in pay for the Green River Valley Water District Board members. Motion and second before I can explain. Motion by Stinson, second by Coomer. Hart County judge reached out to me. They voted to increase their pay. What's the amount? To $300 for their board members. And basically, they just asked that the ones that represent Barren County, because we pay for our board members on that. Does it make sense? So the Hart County people pay for theirs. We pay for our board members to be on that board. So he's asking us to approve the increase in pay because they did it for theirs. Okay? Any more discussion? You got it? Okay, good. Yeah, I don't know that one. Leland Glass. So you're just improving one. Okay. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Need to approve the 2023 watercraft and motor vehicles tax rates. Need a motion and a second. Motion by Coomer. Second by Stinson. In this discussion, this is basically what we're just doing the same rate as at last year's rate on that, I think is what it is. You basically, the state, we're just doing what the state has told us that we have to do on that. The rate remains the same. It's 15.3 and 15.3. No difference. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, now we need to forward the ambulance district, extension district, and library district tax rates that were sent to our office to the county clerk. We just need to forward them on for inclusion on the 2023 tax bills, because we just received all three of those. Motion by Coomer. Second by Gross. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Okay, L, we've already voted on, so you need to skip through that. We're getting ready to have a motion and a second to go into closed session. I will tell everybody that's in the meeting here, once we come back into closed session, that any of our visitors here, we don't have a lot afterwards, so we understand if you need to head out. But anything else before we go into closed session? Just trying to thank you all so much for being here. We need a motion and a second to go into closed session.
Excuse me a minute.
Yep.
What do we need to do about the vehicle for the building inspector?
Okay, if you want to bring that back up to adoption of orders of the day, you would have to make a motion to approve that purchase.
I would like to make the motion to approve the purchase of the vehicle for the building inspector.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second on the floor for the purchase of the vehicle from Don Franklin. Okay, I have a motion and a second on the floor. Any more discussion? Second was Gross. Yep. Any more discussion?
Is that Ford Bronco gonna be big enough for you? They're pretty small vehicles, aren't they?
Actually, it's kind of what I wanted as far as being the perfect size. I don't like having something big to get in and out of job sites with equipment and everything around. But I do have to have something four-wheel drive. But a truck really is useless to me. Interior space to keep books and tools is kind of what I needed, and smalls, perfect. Yep.
Thank you.
He's provided it to me. I was just giving the details. I don't remember the motion. Okay, there's motion second on the floor to approve the purchase of the Bronco with the details that have been provided by the home inspector to our office. We'll do a roll call vote on that.
Derek Pettigo,
Yes.
Tim Durham,
Yes.
Tim Coomer,
Yes.
Marty Kinslow,
Yes.
Ronnie Stinson,
Yes.
Brad Gross,
Yes.
Jeff Bott,
Yes.
Motion carries. Okay. Next thing we need to do is closed session. I need a motion and a second to go into closed session. Motion by Mr. Stinson,
Second.
second by Pettigo. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Motion carries. Closed session. Jeff, I will call you for closed session, okay? Do you hear me? Yeah, thank you. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? I'll just Okay, we're back. Hey, okay, so Brad did bring something up. You came in before we came back from the open session, or went to closed session, working at the meeting, about the bond, the $5 million bond, and giving me the authority to sign.
Yeah, 'cause I had gave him that, 'cause I thought
But that's
that
not
was
on the
supposed-
agenda.
No, because I thought that's what you were just good about. when you were-
No, so that needs to be we need to get that done then.
This right here.
Yeah. Okay. Is it on? Hello? Okay. Need a motion and a second to bring this back into open session. Motion by Gross.
Second.
Second by Durham. Okay. All in favor say aye. All opposed? Motion carries. One thing that was not on the agenda I do need to bring up is the bond for the, this was done prior to me being in this office. It just gives me the signing authority for this. It's a bond that the fiscal court did for Barren County. It says for the project fund pursuant to resolution. The bond is between County of Barren County and U.S. Bank, undersigned authorization. Basically, it gives me the authority to sign it. It's for economic development is what it is. It's a $5 million bond that was done through our economic development. A lot of the work that's being done out at South Cooper is under this bond. The county did the bond, though. This was prior to me, so I just need, basically, before we can even learn about it, ask about it, I need the signing authorization for things on this. Thank you, Mr. Creamer. And Mr. Creamer has given a motion for me to have the signing authority and basically just to learn more about this bond.
Second.
Second by Durham. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
What, sorry? Yes, go ahead.
I'm not trying to be difficult.
Yeah.
But, excuse me.
Oh, sorry, hold on, not about this. Wait, are you talking about the truck or are you talking about this?
Well, both. I
Oh, okay, sorry. Yeah, we need to vote, yeah. Yeah, so basically, we just did the all in favor say aye, and for regarding the signing for the, basically just changing the name as the contact. He's checked out, it's okay, we have the, what's it called? Okay, go ahead, Marty, so this part's done. Okay, go ahead, Marty.
Well, there's been some discussion about procedure.
Yes.
This was not only an issue, so what's the difference between this and the price?
Well, you can, basically with it being a general meeting, you can add, yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, that is really not anything other than just changing a name. I mean, because I can't find anything about, it's not, that bond was done through the previous administration. We just made the first payment the beginning of June. I don't know, the county did that through economic development. That's the only thing I know with that one, for the South Cooper project, so. But I get what you're saying about adding in, that wasn't on the agenda, like what, because we've had to add in the other three on the adoptions of the orders. It's just they come in after the date. And the problem with fiscal court is the difference in time between one to the next one to be able to get some of these things moving. So. You're good, okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, if it was a special call, yeah, we could definitely not bring up anything other than on the agenda, but if it's a regular meeting, yes, you can always add to.
So the truck needs to go under the adoption of orders of the day?
Yes. Okay. All right, need a,
Make a motion to adjourn.
okay, well done. Good, okay, yeah, motion, sorry, Mr. Durham made a motion to adjourn. What?
We got one more, she said.
Well, it's just your regular fiscal court meeting date. You're right, closing date. October 17, 2023 is the next fiscal court meeting. It's a regularly scheduled meeting. As of right now, I don't know that we're going to have a special call unless something comes up. So your next fiscal court meeting will be October 17th. I have a motion by Durham to adjourn. Second by Coomer. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? Meeting adjourned.